Have you ever truly paid attention to your breath? Not just in a passing moment, but with real awareness. It's something so constant, so automatic, that we often forget it's even happening. And yet, our breath is one of the most powerful tools we have, one that shapes our thoughts, emotions, and even the way we experience reality itself. Think about a moment when you were afraid. Your breath likely became shallow, rapid, almost shaky. Now recall a time when you were completely at ease, perhaps sitting by the ocean, walking through a quiet forest, or simply lying in bed with no worries pressing against your mind. Your breath in those moments was probably slow, deep, effortless. This isn't just a reaction, it's a relationship. Your breath doesn't just respond to your state of mind, it actively creates it. Ancient traditions understood this long before modern science caught up. In Eastern philosophy, breath is much more than a physical function. In Japan, it's known as qi, the vital energy that flows through everything. In China, it's kui, the life force that, when balanced, brings health and harmony. In India, it's prana, the sacred breath that fuels both body and spirit. The Buddha spoke about the power of mindful breathing as a way to still the mind, to detach from suffering, to awaken to the present. The Taoists compared breath to flowing water. When it moves freely, it nourishes life. When it's blocked or stagnant, it creates disease. But in today's world, we rarely breathe as nature intended. We rush through life, caught in schedules, stress, and distractions, often without realizing that our breath has become shallow and restricted. It's almost as if we've forgotten how to breathe properly. Most people only use a fraction of their lung capacity, taking short surface-level breaths from their chest instead of deeper, fuller breaths from their diaphragm. This kind of breathing keeps the nervous system in a subtle state of tension, triggering stress responses without us even knowing why. And yet, the moment you consciously change your breath, you change your entire state of being. The breath is always in the present moment. It's never in the past, never in the future. That's why focusing on it can be so powerful. It's an anchor, pulling you out of your spiraling thoughts and back into reality, back into your body, back into yourself. Try this right now. Pause for a moment and simply notice your breath. Where do you feel it most? In your chest, your belly, your throat? Are you breathing through your nose or your mouth? Is it deep or shallow? Just by observing it, something shifts. You're no longer lost in thought. You're here, in this moment, experiencing the most essential rhythm of life. But awareness is only the first step. Throughout history, countless techniques have been developed to use the breath as a tool, not just for relaxation, but for clarity, focus, and even transformation. And today, science is proving what sages and monks knew for centuries. The way you breathe can change everything, from your brain waves to your heart rate to your ability to handle stress. Once you become aware of your breath, the next step is learning how to use it deliberately. There's an old Zen saying, when the breath wanders, the mind is unsteady, but when the breath is still, the mind is calm. The way we breathe isn't just a reaction to our emotions, it's a tool that can shape them. The key is intention. One of the simplest yet most profound techniques is diaphragmatic breathing, also known as deep belly breathing. Most of us breathe from our chest, which keeps us in a constant state of mild stress. But when you breathe deeply into your diaphragm, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body responsible for rest, digestion, and recovery. Right now, place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Take a slow breath in through your nose, letting your belly rise while keeping your chest still. Then exhale slowly, allowing your stomach to fall. Repeat this a few times, feeling the difference. This is the breath of calm, the breath of presence. In yogic traditions, Breathwork is known as pranayama, and it's considered a direct path to mental clarity. One powerful technique is nadi shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. This practice is said to balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain, bringing harmony to the nervous system. To try it, gently close your right nostril with your thumb and inhale through the left. Then close your left nostril with your ring finger and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, then switch and exhale through the left. Repeat for a few minutes and you'll likely notice a shift. Your mind feels clearer, your body more centered. Then there's the box breathing method, used by monks and even Navy SEALs to cultivate focus under pressure. It's simple. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold again for 4. This controlled rhythm slows your heart, rates and steadies your thoughts, making it an incredible tool for stress management. Imagine using this right before an important meeting, a difficult conversation, or even when lying awake at night with racing thoughts. The breath gives you control over moments that feel overwhelming. But breath isn't just about calming down. It can also be used to energize, to awaken the mind with clarity and sharpness. The Kapalabhati technique, often called the breath of fire, involves short, forceful exhales through the nose, activating the body and sharpening focus. This kind of breathwork was practiced by ancient yogis to prepare for meditation, but today it's used by many to boost energy and mental clarity without needing caffeine. Just a few rounds of this can clear mental fog and bring immediate alertness. Science is now catching up to these ancient techniques. Studies show that controlled breathing not only reduces cortisol, the stress hormone, but also improves concentration, lowers blood pressure, and even enhances cognitive function. In one experiment, researchers found that people who practiced slow, deep breathing for just 5 minutes performed significantly better on memory and problem-solving tasks than those who didn't. The breath is a bridge between the body and mind, a tool we carry with us at all times. But the real power comes from consistency. It's not about using these techniques once and expecting instant transformation. It's about integrating them into daily life, making mindful breathing a natural part of your routine. Breathwork is not just a technique, it's a practice, a ritual that can shift your entire way of being. But for it to truly transform your life, it has to become a habit, something you reach for instinctively, like a trusted tool. The challenge for most people isn't learning how to breathe better, it's remembering to do it. So how do we integrate breath awareness into daily life in a way that feels natural? One simple way is to attach it to something you already do. Every time you unlock your phone, take one deep breath before looking at the screen. Every time you sit down at your desk, inhale deeply and let out a slow, controlled exhale. Before responding to a stressful email or message, take a moment to pause and breathe. These small moments add up, rewiring your nervous system over time. Breathwork is also powerful in setting the tone for your day. Imagine waking up and taking 30 seconds to breathe deeply instead of immediately reaching for your phone. This single shift, this tiny decision, can ripple out into the entire day, helping you start from a place of clarity rather than chaos. Similarly, ending the day with slow, conscious breathing signals the body that it's time to unwind, improving sleep quality and mental rest. There's something deeply symbolic about breath. It's the first thing we do when we enter this world, and the last thing we do when we leave it. Everything in between is shaped by how we breathe, whether we realize it or not. Many ancient traditions teach that breath is more than just oxygen. It's prana, ki, life force. The way we breathe influences not just our body, but our emotions, our thoughts, even our sense of purpose. Monks, yogis, and spiritual seekers have used breath as a gateway to something deeper for thousands of years. When the breath slows, the mind quiets. When the mind quiets, we become more present. And in that presence, we find clarity. not by forcing it, but by allowing it to emerge naturally. This is why so many meditation practices begin with the breath. It anchors us to the present moment, the only place where clarity can truly exist. In a world that constantly pulls us in different directions, breath is the one thing that is always with us, always available. It doesn't require expensive equipment, hours of training, or complex rituals. It just requires attention. And with that attention, we can shift from scattered to centered, from overwhelmed to present. So the next time you feel lost in thought, tense from stress, or simply disconnected, pause, close your eyes, inhale deeply, and feel the air moving through you. In that moment, you are fully alive. In that moment, you are clear. If this video helped you reconnect with something as simple yet profound as your breath, consider supporting the channel by leaving a like, subscribing, and sharing this with someone who might need it. Your breath is always with you. Now use it with intention.